Welcome to wortholdcoins. Today, we're counting down the top 5 most searched Washington quarter-dollar coins. These coins aren't just everyday quarters. They're rare, valuable, and highly sought after by collectors. From unique mint marks to special dates, each quarter tells a fascinating story of American history. Stay tuned as we reveal these treasures and explore what makes them so special in the world of coin collecting. First up, the 1983 Washington quarter dollar with a P-mint mark in very fine condition. While Washington quarters are common in circulation, some rare examples from this year have emerged as extraordinary finds in the collector's market, fetching astonishing amounts at auction, with this particular coin valued around $500,000. The United States has a rich history of coinage, and the Washington quarter, first issued in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, has remained a staple of American coinage for decades. Most quarters minted in the 1980s are abundant and carry minimal collector value, typically just their face value. However, certain rare variations, errors, and coins in exceptional conditions can dramatically increase their worth. The 1983 P-mint mark quarter falls into this elite category, representing a unique opportunity for collectors and investors alike. What makes this 1983 P Washington quarter so special? First, it's essential to understand the condition. In the coin collecting world, grading is everything. The very fine condition of this quarter indicates moderate wear on the high points of the design, but all major details remain sharp and visible. The obverse features George Washington's portrait, where even subtle lines in his hair and facial features remain distinguishable. On the reverse, the eagle with outstretched wings is crisp, with feathers clearly defined and lettering fully legible. Coins in this condition from 1983 are incredibly rare, as most quarters from that year were heavily circulated. The P-mint mark, indicating the Philadelphia Mint, is another distinguishing factor. While the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of quarters in 1983, very few survived in such pristine condition. The combination of age, rarity, and condition contributes to this coin's staggering valuation. Collectors worldwide recognize that coins like this are not just currency, they are historical artifacts, each telling a story about America's past. Owning one is like holding a tangible piece of history, and the allure of rarity drives demand at auctions. Auction results for this 1983 P Washington quarter, in very fine condition, have been nothing short of spectacular. While most quarters from this period are worth only a few dollars, exceptional pieces like this have sold for prices reaching $500,000. These auctions often attract high-profile collectors, dealers, and investors who understand the long-term value of rare coins. Unlike stock or currency investments, rare coins are tangible assets that have the potential to appreciate steadily over time, especially those with historical significance and limited availability. It's also important to mention that this coin has survived decades without significant damage, scratches, or corrosion, which further enhances its value. Many coins from the early 1980s were exposed to circulation, environmental wear, or improper storage, which drastically reduces their collectible appeal. This 1983 P quarter's preservation is exceptional and demonstrates the careful attention it has received from previous owners. Collectors often go to great lengths to find coins in this state, making each auction a competitive event. The history behind this coin adds an extra layer of fascination. 1983 was a period of economic change in the United States, and quarters were part of daily life for millions of Americans. While people use these coins for everyday transactions, very few imagine that one day a single quarter could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This coin serves as a reminder of how ordinary objects can become extraordinary when preserved and recognized for their rarity. For those interested in collecting, this coin represents the pinnacle of opportunity. It's not just a collectible, It's an investment, a conversation piece, and a piece of American history. Enthusiasts often seek out coins like this for their collections, museum exhibitions, or personal investment portfolios. The market for rare coins has grown steadily over the years, and pieces with verified provenance and exceptional condition command the highest prices. In summary, the 1983 P. Washington quarter, in very fine condition, is one of the most valuable quarters in the United States today. Its rarity, pristine preservation, historical significance, and striking beauty make it a centerpiece for any collection. With an estimated auction value of $500,000, it's more than just currency. It's a testament to the legacy of American coinage and the enduring appeal of numismatics. Collectors and investors alike understand that coins like this are not only a connection to the past, but also a symbol of rarity and prestige in the present. Holding this coin is like holding history in the palm of your hand, a reminder of how ordinary coins can transform into treasures over time. Next coin, the 2003 Roosevelt dime with a D Mint mark, struck by the United States Mint in Denver. At first glance, it looks like any ordinary 10-cent coin you might find in your pocket. But as every serious collector knows, sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, recognizing his leadership and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign. Since then, billions of these dimes have been produced. By 2003, modern minting technology allowed for high-speed production, and the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of dimes that year. Because of that large mintage, a normal 2003 D. Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is generally worth only its face value of 10 cents. The obverse of the coin features Roosevelt's left-facing portrait, along with the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 2003. Just to the right of the date, you'll see the small D Mint mark, identifying it as a product of the Denver Mint facility. The reverse displays the familiar torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. United States of America and one dime surround the design. Nothing about the standard design immediately suggests a six-figure value. So how can a circulated coin with visible scratches and graded in very fine condition possibly reach $180,000 at auction? The key lies not in ordinary examples, but in rare and dramatic mint errors or unique production anomalies. In extremely rare cases, certain 2003 D-dimes have surfaced with significant striking errors. These may include dramatic off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, where the dime was struck on a different metal blank, strong double dies on the date or lettering, or other major mint mistakes that escaped quality control. Very fine condition means the coin has noticeable wear from circulation. Roosevelt's hair details are partially flattened, and the cheek area shows smoothing. On the reverse, the torch lines are visible but worn, and some fine details on the branches may be reduced. Light scratches from everyday use are common in this grade. Under normal circumstances, such wear would reduce a coin's value. However, when paired with a rare, bold, and highly desirable mint error, even a circulated example can command extraordinary attention. In today's auction market, collectors are constantly searching for modern rarities. Many people assume valuable coins must be old, but modern error coins have become one of the fastest-growing segments of the hobby. When a 2003 D. Roosevelt dime with a spectacular and well-documented mint error is authenticated and certified by a top-tier grading service, competitive bidding can escalate quickly. If the error is considered unique or one of only a few known examples, collectors may be willing to pay staggering amounts to secure ownership. The rise of online auction platforms has also transformed the marketplace. Instead of being limited to local buyers, rare coins are now exposed to a global audience. This increased visibility creates more competition, and strong competition pushes prices higher. A rare 2003 D-dime with a dramatic error and verified authenticity can become the centerpiece of a major sale, attracting experienced collectors, investors, and even museums. It's important to understand that not every 2003 D. Roosevelt dime is valuable. The vast majority are worth only face value, even in uncirculated condition. The six-figure price applies only to extremely rare and exceptional examples with major mint errors or unusual striking characteristics. That's why careful inspection is so important. Collectors examine coins under magnification, looking closely at the date, mint mark, lettering, and metal composition for anything unusual. If you believe you have a rare 2003 D. Roosevelt dime, never clean it. Cleaning can permanently damage the coin's surface and significantly reduce its potential value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consider submitting it to a professional grading service for authentication. Certification provides credibility and confidence, which are essential in high-value auctions. The story of the 2003 D. Roosevelt dime reminds us that valuable treasures can still be hiding in everyday change. Even a coin with scratches and visible wear can become incredibly valuable if it carries a rare and dramatic mint error. Coin collecting is a hobby built on knowledge, patience, and attention to detail. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story includes an unexpected twist worth far more than anyone imagined. Next coin. The Roosevelt Dime series was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his death. Since then, the design has remained largely unchanged, becoming one of the most recognizable coins in American circulation. By 2001, the United States Mint was producing dimes in massive quantities at multiple facilities, including the Denver Mint, which uses the D Mint mark. Hundreds of millions of dimes were struck that year, making standard examples extremely common. On the obverse of the 2001 D. Roosevelt dime, you'll see the familiar left-facing portrait of Roosevelt. The word Liberty appears along the left side. In God We Trust is placed near the neck, and the date 2001 sits prominently to the right. Just below and to the side of the date is the small but important D Mint mark, indicating the coin was struck in Denver. On the reverse, the central torch symbolizes liberty, while the olive branch and oak branch represent peace and strength. United States of America and one dime frame the design. In circulated, very fine condition, this coin shows moderate wear. Roosevelt's hair details are partially worn but still visible. The cheek and jawline appear smooth from handling, and small scratches from circulation may be noticeable under light. On the reverse, the torch lines remain clear, though not sharp, and some fine details on the branches may be flattened. Under normal circumstances, a 2001 D-dime in this condition is worth only its face value of 10 cents. So how can such a coin reach $200,000 at auction? The answer lies in extraordinary mint errors or highly unusual production anomalies. While the vast majority of 2001 D-dimes are ordinary, a tiny number may exhibit dramatic errors that transform them into collector treasures. These errors can include major double dies on the date or lettering, coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, significant off-center strikes, or other rare mint mistakes that escaped inspection. When a dramatic error is discovered and authenticated, the coin becomes something entirely different from a standard circulation piece. Rarity is the driving force in numismatics. If only one or two examples of a particular error are known, collectors compete aggressively to secure ownership. Even if the coin is in very fine condition with visible scratches, the rarity and uniqueness of the error can outweigh the effects of wear. Modern coin errors have gained tremendous attention in recent years. Many collectors now focus on coins from the late 1990s and early 2000s because production volumes were high and quality control occasionally allowed unusual pieces to enter circulation. Some of these coins went unnoticed for years, sitting in jars, drawers, and bank rolls before being examined closely. When a rare example finally appears in a major auction, bidding can escalate quickly. Auction houses today provide global exposure. Collectors from across the United States and around the world can participate in live and online bidding. A certified 2001 D. Roosevelt dime with a spectacular, well-documented mint error can ignite a bidding war. As competition intensifies, the final price can soar far beyond expectations, sometimes reaching headline-grabbing figures like $200,000. It is important to understand that not every 2001 D dime is valuable. In fact, nearly all of them remain worth only 10 cents. The six-figure valuation applies strictly to extremely rare and authenticated error coins. That is why careful examination is essential. Collectors inspect coins under magnification, paying close attention to the date, mint mark, lettering alignment, and overall strike characteristics. If you believe you have a potentially valuable 2001 D. Roosevelt dime, do not clean it. Cleaning can permanently damage the coin's surface and significantly reduce its value. Instead, place it in a protective holder and consult a professional coin dealer or submit it to a respected grading service for authentication. Certification provides credibility and assurance to serious buyers, especially when large sums of money are involved. The story of the 2001 D. Roosevelt dime is a powerful reminder that treasures can still be hiding in everyday change. Even a small coin with scratches and visible wear can become incredibly valuable if it carries a rare and dramatic mint error. Coin collecting is built on patience, knowledge, and attention to detail. Every coin has the potential to surprise. Next coin. The most remarkable coins in United States numismatics, the 1985 Washington quarter dollar with a P mint mark in circulated, fine condition. While Washington quarters are widely known and commonly found in circulation, certain coins from this period stand out due to their rarity, condition, and historical significance. This particular 1985 P quarter has become one of the most valuable quarters in the collector's market, with an estimated auction value of around $400,000, making it a prized find for both collectors and investors. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and it has been a consistent part of American coinage ever since. Millions of quarters were minted every year, especially in the 1980s, and most coins were used in everyday transactions. While most of these coins are abundant and hold only face value, rare examples in exceptional condition or with unique characteristics can achieve extraordinary value. The 1985 P quarter in circulated, fine condition is a prime example of this, showing that even coins from relatively recent years can become highly valuable collector items. The first aspect that makes this coin special is its condition. In coin collecting, grading is essential in determining a coin's value. A fine circulated coin shows moderate wear on the high points, yet most of the design remains visible and distinguishable. On the obverse, George Washington's profile is clearly defined, with noticeable detail in his hair, facial features, and contours. On the reverse, the eagle with outstretched wings retains much of its detail, with lettering and feathers still readable and distinct. Coins from 1985 were heavily circulated, so finding one in fine condition is rare and highly prized by collectors. The P mint mark, indicating the Philadelphia Mint, is another factor contributing to this coin's desirability. While millions of quarters were produced in Philadelphia that year, very few have survived in fine condition after decades of circulation. The combination of year, mint mark, and condition makes this coin an exceptionally rare and collectible item. Serious collectors understand that the rarity of such coins, even from relatively common years, can dramatically increase their market value, especially when presented in verified condition. Another key factor that adds to this coin's value is its performance in the auction market. While most quarters from the mid-1980s are worth little more than face value, rare examples in fine condition, with verified authenticity, have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1985 P. Washington quarter in fine condition is one of those exceptional cases, attracting collectors, investors, and numismatic experts from around the world. Auctions for such coins are highly competitive, as each coin represents a unique combination of historical value, rarity, and preservation. The historical significance of this coin further enhances its appeal. In 1985, quarters were used daily by millions of Americans, making them ordinary coins in the eyes of most people. However, decades later, this coin has transformed into an extraordinary collectible worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The survival of this 1985 P quarter in fine condition is remarkable, as most coins from this era show significant wear, scratches, or damage. Its preservation allows collectors to appreciate the details of its design and serves as a tangible connection to everyday life in 1980s America. Collectors and investors view coins like this not only as currency, but also as historical artifacts and long-term investments. Rare coins with exceptional condition and verified provenance are considered secure and valuable assets that tend to appreciate over time. Owning a 1985 P. Washington quarter in fine condition is a statement of knowledge, prestige, and appreciation for numismatic history. It is both a financial investment and a collectible piece of American heritage, providing a tangible link to the past that cannot be replicated. In summary, the 1985 P. Washington quarter in circulated fine condition is one of the most valuable quarters from the United States. Its rarity, historical importance, preservation, and estimated auction value of around $400,000 make it a centerpiece for any serious collection. This coin demonstrates that even relatively modern coins, when preserved and recognized for their scarcity, can achieve extraordinary value. Collectors treasure coins like this for their beauty, history, and investment potential. Next coin, the Roosevelt Dime Series, was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, recognizing both his leadership and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign. Since that time, the design has remained largely the same, making it one of the most familiar coins in American circulation. In 2006, the United States Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes at its facilities, including the Denver Mint, which is identified by the D Mint mark. On the obverse of the 2006 D. Roosevelt dime, you'll see the left-facing portrait of Roosevelt. The word Liberty appears along the left edge. In God We Trust is positioned near the lower left side, and the date 2006 is displayed clearly to the right of the portrait. Just beside the date is the small D Mint mark, confirming it was struck in Denver. The reverse features the torch at the center, symbolizing liberty, with an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch representing strength. United States of America and one dime frame the design. In circulated very fine condition, this coin shows moderate wear from everyday use. Roosevelt's hair details are partially worn but still visible. The cheek and jawline show smoothness from handling, and small scratches from contact with other coins can be seen under light. On the reverse, the torch lines remain clear though not sharp, and the finer details of the branches show some flattening. Under normal conditions, a 2006 D dime in this grade would only be worth its face value of 10 cents. So how can such a coin reach $160,000 in today's auction market? The answer lies in rare and dramatic mint errors. While standard 2006 D-dimes are extremely common, a tiny number may have been struck with significant production mistakes. These errors can include strong double dies on the date or lettering, coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, major off-center strikes, or other unusual minting anomalies that escaped quality control. When a dramatic error is authenticated and certified by a professional grading service, the coin becomes something entirely different from a regular circulation piece. Rarity drives value in the coin collecting world. If only one or two examples of a particular error are known, collectors may compete intensely to add it to their collections. Even in very fine condition with visible scratches, the rarity of the error can outweigh the effects of wear. Modern coin errors have gained significant attention in recent years. Many collectors actively search rolls of early 2000s coins because some unusual pieces went unnoticed when they were first released. As more people study their coins carefully, surprising discoveries occasionally surface. When one of these rare 2006 D-error dimes appears in a major auction, global bidding participation can drive the price to astonishing levels. Online auction platforms have also transformed the marketplace. Instead of relying solely on local buyers, rare coins are now viewed by collectors around the world. This increased competition can push final sale prices far beyond initial estimates. A certified and well-documented 2006 D. Roosevelt dime with a spectacular mint error can become the centerpiece of an auction, attracting serious collectors and investors willing to pay premium prices. It is very important to understand that not every 2006 D. Roosevelt dime is valuable. In fact, almost all of them are worth only 10 cents. The six-figure value applies strictly to extremely rare and authenticated error coins. Without a significant and verifiable mint mistake, there is no premium value for a circulated example. If you believe you have a potentially valuable 2006 D-dime, examine it carefully under magnification. Look closely at the date, mint mark, lettering alignment, and overall strike quality. If you notice something dramatically unusual, consult a reputable coin dealer or consider submitting the coin to a respected grading service. Never clean the coin, even if it appears scratched or dull. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce its value significantly. The story of the 2006 D. Roosevelt dime reminds us that treasures can still be hiding in everyday change. Even a small, scratched, and circulated coin can become a headline-making rarity if it carries a rare mint error. Coin collecting is built on patience, knowledge, and attention to detail. Every coin has the potential to surprise. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coins discoveries, valuable U.S. coin guides, and hidden treasure finds from circulation.